back to Mr. Pat's 31 Days of Halloween. If you've been watching, you noticed my last two reviews, I've been kind of disappointed in them. One I was very disappointed in, and I didn't want that trend to continue. I wanted this to be more positive. So I picked something that's a staple of TV in October. It's a classic, and it's a movie that I'm surprised I haven't reviewed so far. So for this week, I checked out Hocus Pocus. The movie is a classic for a reason. It starts off with a teenager searching for his younger sister and realizing she's been taken by the Sanderson sisters, three witches trying to suck the life out of her so they can be young and beautiful. The search doesn't go well for literally any of them. The girl, Emily, is killed. The boy, Thackeray, is turned into a cat. And then the three witches, well, they're hanged. But not before vowing to come back on All Hallows Eve sometime in the future. Now we flash forward 300 years and a family has just moved from Los Angeles to Salem, Massachusetts. The youngest, a teenager named Max, isn't doing well. After expressing doubt about his teacher's history lesson on the three sisters and awkwardly showing up his crush in the middle of class, he runs afoul of two over-the-top bullies who end up mocking him and stealing his shoes. Needless to say, he wants to go back and he makes sure everyone knows it. After being forced to take his sister Danny trick-or-treating, he meets up with his crush, Allison. He manages to convince Allison and Danny to visit the old Sanderson house to see what the whole thing is all about. He wants to show off how skeptical he is, so he lights the black flame candle, and because he's a virgin, the Sanderson sisters come back to life and get right back to their plan of trying to steal children in order to live forever. Now let me tell you, this movie rules. I'd always liked it when I was younger, but it absolutely holds up now that you're an adult. Not only that, it's funnier to me now than it used to be. I remember just enjoying the movie because of the story and the kids' fight for survival, but I was wrong. They're not the best part, or even close to it. The reason it's so good is 100% because of the Sanderson sisters. Whoever was in charge of casting hit this one out of the park. You have Bette Midler, Sarah Jessica Parker, and Kathy Najimy. They just don't chew the scenery, they absolutely devour it, and it's awesome. Midler says this is her favorite movie role she's ever done, and you can tell she's having a blast overacting with her sisters about everything. There's just something inherently funny seeing the three of them coming face to face with the changes in culture and technology 300 years later. It's a fish out of water story, except instead of fishes, they're witches. Now the rest of the cast is pretty good too. You have the adults who don't believe the children, but eventually get stuck in a perpetual dancing after Midler performs her take on the song, I Put a Spell on You. There's also the cat I mentioned earlier, Thackeray Binks, the boy from the beginning, and always welcome Doug Jones playing a zombie brought back to life by Midler to do her bidding. You see, Billy used to be her beau, but after hooking up with Parker, Midler killed him and cursed him by sewing his mouth shut and other unpleasantness. That's about it on the list of characters that matter, but really that's all you need because the story doesn't really call for anyone else, especially when you have those three antagonists anchoring your movie. I mean, what's not to love? The witches are infinitely entertaining, it's funnier than you remember, and if you bemoan the lack of horror, there's even one scene that made me jump. And to top it off, Hocus Pocus just feels like Halloween. The leaves have turned, people are bundled, and there's kids trick-or-treating everywhere. There's lots of other movies that take place on the holiday that just seems tacked on for a marketing gimmick, but this one, along with the wonderful Trick or Treat, couldn't have been done on a different date. 9 Dr. Chainsaws.